Hello, this is Lee Thomas, and you're watching Road Car Review. Now we're going to do something a little different this week. I've got a little issue with a light bulb being out in my Lexus SC400, and really this episode is going to be how to take that dash out and how to change a bulb. Now I do want to warn you ahead of time, the light bulb issue was a fail. I wasn't able to make the bulb work, but it really came down with a circuit board within the dash itself. Now for you, there shouldn't be any problems. I've taken the thing in and out so many times that I think that circuit board is probably just a little, it's got a little gouge in it that needs a little fixing from that standpoint. But this is a different episode, and welcome to Road Car Review. I've got a number of lights on so that you can, the engine's not running, so there's, the check engine light, there's some other numbers on. But what you want to look at is this area right here, and this is what we're going to be working on today. There is no light in this area, so we've got a bulb that is out. That's what we're going to replace. Now to get this out, you're going to grab pretty tightly and then pull it, and you'll hear the clips and it'll come right out. That's how you get that out. So you're going to first take off the first clip, and you may have to get behind it. There's a little clip down on it. Just kind of unclip it. And then once you undo the first one, depending upon what type of vehicle that you've got, what I normally do is I'll just take and slide it off to the side, kind of spin it around, and you shouldn't have any problems at all once it's out of the way. Just let it dangle there. Now there are two clips at the very top, and what you're going to do is you're going to take a little hooked tool similar to this, and what it is there is a very small hole in each one of those little black pieces up there. And what you do is you'll just stick that in there and pull. Now one of the things you've got to be really careful about is when you pull those out, and depending upon how old it is, now this one here actually broke in two. I've glued it several times and then put it back up in there. They're not very expensive to replace, but then go ahead and get the second one. That's what a whole one looks like, and there's that little hole. Now just take a screwdriver, a small one, and take that top screw out. One of the things, make sure that you have magnetized your screwdriver, because you don't want those screws kind of falling all over the place. And there's two up there, and once you have those out, should be set. Now get a larger screwdriver, and there's actually two screws, and you'll see them down inside. Go ahead and pull those out. This is where the magnet piece really is helpful, because you really don't want to lose those down in there. So once you get that one out, then there's one on the left side. So there's two, one on the right, one on the left. You'll see them. They're not hard to find. And just pull those out and set those off to the side. Now when you're coming in here to pull out the dash, just kind of grab it and kind of tilt it. And you may have to kind of move it in and out a little bit to kind of feel it. But there are three cables that are actually attaching. So you're just going to kind of bend it up, try to get it out, make sure that you don't lose any of your pieces, any of your clips. So kind of keep that off to the side. And then you're going to have to kind of bend sideways to get in here. Now, this is probably one of the most difficult parts. There are small clips at the top. You're going to take out that very first one, and that will allow you to kind of twist it to the side so that you can see it a little bit better. But there's small tabs on those, and you can see they look like they pull out pretty easy here, but they really aren't as easy as what you think. You're going to take those little tabs and you're going to pull them down, and then you're actually going to put a screwdriver behind. There's a little lip on there, and you can take that screwdriver and really kind of keep twisting it out. And it really depends upon when the last time was that you took those out, how easy or how hard they'll be. For most of us, we don't take these things out. But it'll make it easier. Once you take it out the first time, you can always get it that way. Now, once you have it out, lay it down on the table so you can take a look at all the different components. And what you're going to end up doing is there are 4 screws that need to be removed. And it's just a very simple piece. Again, make sure that your screwdrivers are magnetized. And these are the screws that you're going to take out. Lay those off to the side, make it easier to find them when you need them. Now just lift off this plastic outside cover. Now you're going to really take a look. Now that you're going to see a bunch of screws throughout, and these are the ones that you'll see. All of those need to be removed. Now once you have those removed, these clips right here that I'm kind of showing you, what they actually do is there's like little pins that come up, and you just need to make sure that you realign it when you do put it back in, those pins. And these are all the screws that you have removed. Leave them off to the side. They all have very specific pieces for them. At the top, there are actually these little circuit board pieces, and there's a little black outside cover, and you kind of lift that black up, and then you pull the circuit board infusion piece. I'm not sure what those are called. You actually pull those out. They aren't as hard as what it looks. I'm doing it with one hand here. So once you have all those out, then slowly lift that up, and you'll hear kind of a squeak, and that's just because those pins that are lifted up. And you can kind of then set it down. Now you can see all of the bulb inserts. Now from the factory, you'll order a bulb only, and you can order the little clip there too. But all you got to do is twist it and pull it right out. Now the bulb sets in that little carrier, and that's really all there is to it. Now here's the bulb that I got from the Lexus dealer, and it actually is a bulb that then has, let me kind of point this out, it's kind of got this, I call it a bulb condom, little piece of plastic over it. And normally what will happen is when you take those out, that'll probably break off. But here's the funny thing. Be very, very specific with your Lexus dealer, because what I found out is that this bulb right here, although it said it was for a green insert piece, which as you could see from before, that's what that was. But this was a smaller bulb. It actually went to a black one. So be very specific when you ask for those. You just kind of slip back on the cover once again. Put all your screws back in. Make sure to put those circuit board connectors on. And there are 3 of those. Remember those. And once those are all together, all you need to do is just put all the screws back together. And it's really simple to then reverse what you're doing and put it all back. You're just going to take a little force to do it. So when we put them back in, plug them all the way in. You hear that click. And the last one. Now, when you're putting this back in, there's the connections that are going to go to that front dash part that you really need to make sure that are out. If not, you'll push them back in. And then what you're going to do, tilt it down and wedge it back in. Make sure that your screwdriver is magnetized like we did before. And there are 2 screws way down here. There's one here. Screw that back down. The other over here. Same sequence as taking it apart. you've got to put these pieces back in. Now then, your car may be a little different. Mine, I actually have an integrated radar detector that Cobra built for Lexus that was from factory, that actually has a radar detectors both embedded in the bumpers in the front and the back. So just same procedures as taking them off, clip it in. Clip it in down here. Make sure all your wires are there. Align it. Push it back in. So that's it. It really is not that hard of a project to do. It is a little scary when you're taking out I don't know how much those things are, but I'm sure that they're rather expensive, but it's really not that difficult to do. So if you are looking at any other projects that you want to do on your Lexus SC400, I more than likely have done it. So just leave a comment down below and let me see if I can either produce it for you or find something for you. Thanks for watching the Road Car Review, and I hope this has been helpful.